Okay, hello everyone. Today is the 20th of September. It is Saturday. The last video that I recorded was on the 11th of September, and I had two losing days in a row. I did not trade on Friday. After recording that video, this week I was pretty busy with school and just my own life stuff, personal stuff, and so I did not have time to record any of I did record my tradings, but I did not have time to upload them or do anything like that. But I had a really good week. This time I was almost $1,000 in profit, and I'm gonna quickly go over my trades. So on the 15th, this was Monday, the 15th of September, market was at an all-time high, and that is not the best market conditions for me. And so I only took one short trade, and it did not go that well. The next few days were much better. On Tuesday, ignored these three trades right here. I was experimenting, and I don't really use a demo account, so I was just using this account. But so these are on the 16th here on Tuesday. I took these three trades. I was risking $100, and I did quite well. I had one losing trade and then two trades that pretty much made up for it, and even with profit. The reason that I was still risking $100 was because when I had my losing days, two losing days, I lost nearly $500, and that took my account balance from That took my account balance from a high of 795 all the way down to $299, and that meant that on my maximum loss limit, so you see it's currently at 2,000. That is because I'm at my account is back up to like all-time high in terms of balance. But when I had these two losing days in a row, my daily loss limit went down to $1,500. And so I was just being conservative because I wanted to get my balance at least back up to the all-time high, so that my maximum loss limit was $2,000 again, and that way I would be able to start risking more without worrying too much about losing my account. And so this, as you can see on the chart here, after I had my two losing trades here, which put me $500 into drawdown, I had another losing trade here. Like I said, it was a bad day, not the best market conditions. But then these 2 days right here on Tuesday and Thursday, they brought my account back up to like $800. So I was outside of the drawdown, and my account was back up to like all-time high, and that meant my risk was or my distance to maximum loss limit was again $2,000, and so I could start risking more money. And that's exactly what I did on Friday. So that is yesterday. I started risking $200 per trade, and nowadays I'm doing 6 trades per session, or that's like the limit that I've set for myself here on the settings. And now I'm risking, like I said, $200 per trade, and I had a relatively good day. I started with a $400 profit, near market open. So this was just 2 minutes after market open. And then I had one losing trade, and then this trade up here brought my total winnings for the day up to $512. But then the market was good. It was very volatile, and I liked it. It was very exciting. I was like, I'm probably gonna make a lot of money, and so I did get a bit greedy, and I took a few trades that maybe I could have avoided. I'm not too sure, because market was very volatile, and even if I was being greedy, I was sticking to the strategy. So it's not like I was trading outside of my comfort zone, or I was trading without a strategy. I did use strategy and for both of these trades here, but it still ended up being a loss. And that's the trades are not always correct, or like the strategy is not 100% correct. So this is just to be expected. But thankfully, I had a losing or a winning trade to end the day, and that made up for some of these losses, not entirely all of it, but some of it. Okay, so the sum of these two losing trades here is with like the fees and everything, $261. And then I ended up on my last trade winning a $216, minus $8. So that's $2,740, something like that. I can't see these numbers here. But anyways, it was like $208 profit. And so I did not get back up to like 512 as I was at before, but I got to 455, sorry. And yeah, but I'm quite happy with that. The week, all weeks have been green so far, and this week it was nearly $1,000 in profit. So like I said, my maximum loss limit is still at $2,000. And a quick note about how I'm thinking about like how much to risk. So I started the account on, I think, either the 3rd or the 2nd. And so my next rebilling date with TopStep, because TopStep is the evaluation is a monthly subscription before you pass the evaluation. So it's either like the 2nd or the 3rd. And that means I have 9 days left of trading before TopStep, takes more money from me pretty much. And so what I'm doing is I'm thinking about, okay, so I have $2,000 of maximum loss limit, and I divide that by the number of days that I have left to trade, and it brings up, this number, $222. And each day, depending on my maximum loss limit, I divide it by the number of days that I have, and then for that day, my goal is to have this number as like a maximum loss limit. But obviously I don't always, I don't follow it so strictly to say that if I lose $222 on my first trade that I would stop trading. Instead, what I do is just try to make some high probability trades so that at the very least I could end the day above this $222. So, something like here where it's $111, or something like here is $29. Even though it's in the red, it is still above the the daily drawdown limit that I'm setting for myself. And in terms of like the last thing, like the last amount that I want to lose, I set that to like $600. So if I do lose like 3 trades in a row or something, depending if I'm risking like $200, then I would pretty much just lock the account for the day and not take any more trades. And as the days go on and as I start risking more, so this is on Monday I'll be risking like $222 per trade. Or actually it's gonna be 200, maybe 250, because I don't know how to account for 222. It's easier to calculate for like 200 or 250. Anyways, if I end Monday in the green and my maximum loss limit is still $2,000, then on the next day, when it's just Tuesday, I'll have 8 days of trading left, and so I'll be risking like 250. And then the days afterwards, if I make it to the last week here, so if my rebilling date is on Friday on the 3rd of October, and my last week starts on like the 29th, so I have 4 days of trading left. And that would mean I would allow myself to risk $500 per trade. And, at that point, it's like a make or break. I either lose the account in a day or two, or I finish the evaluation. And so that's how I'm doing it pretty much. But I'm hoping, so far it's been going really well. And if I can keep up with the trades and the win rate, then I should be able to pass the evaluation next week, hopefully. Like always, I have my stats shared in the description, so you can just click the link and it will bring you to my stats page for my account here. And you can see all of my stuff. My win rate is at 50%. However, I've talked about this before. This first trade that I took here on the day that I got the account, I was just testing out the platform and seeing how trades are took and stuff like that. So that was a lose that I don't account for. And then here on the 6th, like I said, that was, or even if I did say that, like I said, this is my second time recording this video. I don't know if I said this, but here, even though it says it's the 16th, I was trading during the extended hours of the 15th of September. So these are Monday trades that are counted on Tuesday, like the date. And I was just testing out some like new strategy based on volume profile still, but like on the 15-minute time frame. And I was just taking like very small trades just to test out the strategy. And otherwise, there are 4 trades here that I could ignore, and that would bring my win rate up to like 51% or something. Which, is still not great, but either way, it's better than 50%, and my profit factors stood quite well. I'm happy about these. So yeah, things are looking good so far, and hopefully I can remain consistent and pass the evaluation next week. I'm not gonna be uploading daily videos unless, like, let's say I pass the evaluation somehow on these 2 days here. And then I might make a video on Wednesday. But Wednesdays and Thursdays, I have classes often. So I either don't trade on these days or I just don't record. That's like the thing. But you can always keep an eye on my progress, even without me recording, by just looking at the link that I'll be leaving in the description. You can see my accounts and stuff. But yeah, anyways, wish me luck, and I guess good luck to everyone who is trading and who has come across my video, and hopefully next week I will pass the evaluation.